12 News creating something unique to Minnesota.
It's a very unique element. You don't see many skating trails.
The place Maple Grove hopes will become a destination for everyone. Plus, getting into the garden, some ideas to make Mom especially happy. But first, thieves targeting valuable metals underneath vehicles.
If you see somebody get out and go underneath the car, call 911.
12 News starts right now. Hello and thanks for joining us. I'm Alexandra Renslow.
And I'm Mike Johnson. Imagine going out to your car after a long day of work only to find that someone has stolen your catalytic converter.
It's happened 6 times in Plymouth over the past week. And as Delane Cleveland reports, thieves cash in while car owners are stuck with expensive bills.
Visit nearly any industrial park in the middle of the day and you'll see them filled with cars belonging to employees.
So these are people going to work kind of the 9 to 5.
But Plymouth police say that in the past week, some of these hardworking people received a rude awakening at the end of their shift.
They're coming back out of work after 5 o'clock, starting up their car and realizing that their car sounds different, and then they're realizing that the catalytic converter has been removed.
They make several different styles.
A catalytic converter is a device used to control a vehicle's emissions.
And with the saw, they just stick up there and go, brrr, it cuts almost that quick.
And with the right tools, they can be stolen in under 2 minutes.
What they'll do then is take the catalytic converter to a metal scrap shop, and then it can be recycled, and they'll get cash on the spot, anywhere from $100 to $110, down to $50, depending on the catalytic converter itself.
Talk to Chuck Hendricks of Plymouth Automotive.
There's 2 of them in this truck, headed here and here.
And he says that catalytic converters are relatively easy to steal on some vehicles if you know where to look.
A lot of them have a converter right in this position here, and it's easy to get at. So you just slide underneath, make 2 quick cuts, and you're out of there.
If you're one of the unfortunate victims, Hendricks said replacing one is a costly proposition.
It could be anywhere from about $350 to even, $1,500, just depending on the type of vehicle.
Plymouth police say any car that sits high off the ground is a target because it's easier for thieves to crawl underneath.
And it can happen anywhere a vehicle's parked.
Now they're asking people to be vigilant and keep their eyes open because thieves can strike in a matter of minutes.
Obviously, if you see somebody get out and go underneath the car, call 911.
In Plymouth, Delane Cleveland, 12 News.
Plymouth police say they haven't caught anyone during the recent string of thefts, but they think the people may have moved on to other cities. They hope to eventually catch the culprits by monitoring surveillance video.
In St. Paul, a clash between the House and Senate is looming over video recorded by police body cameras and data from license plate readers. Some lawmakers are concerned about privacy and how long that data should be kept. The Senate passed a bill Thursday night that would require police to remove license plate reader data after 90 days. But some, including Maple Grove Senator Warren Limmer, says that's too long to keep routine information on law-abiding citizens.
Why stop at 90 days? Why don't we go to 180 days? Oh, for that matter, 365 days a year. Why don't we just keep collecting information on all our citizens under the premise that they will commit a crime sometime in the future?
I don't think this is a police state creeping toward us. These are not about random scans of everyone's information to find out where you were at lunch yesterday or which library you went to.
The House is considering a bill that would retain license information for just 30 days. Senator Latz added body camera restrictions to the bill. There is no such proposal in the House, and both measures are now headed to a conference committee. Well, Maple Grove is known for its shops and restaurants, but soon the city could be known for something else.
As Eric Nelson found out, a new park is being built, and it'll have something for everyone.
In a few months, mounds of dirt and construction equipment will morph into green space, fountains, and play areas.
It's really a destination facility.
This is the future site of Maple Grove Central Park, which has the potential to be a city jewel.
The park will have many unique features, and one of the signatures will be this skating trail. It will even be maintained by a Zamboni.
The ice ribbon will loop through the park, and there will be lights and music, enhancing the skating experience.
It's open to the public, free. And it'll be beautiful.
There will also be running and walking trails, including one that circles Central Park. And when the weather heats up, there's a place to cool off.
Another unique piece is what we call the interactive fountain, which is a plaza-style splash pad.
Central Park will be fun-centric too, with an 8-zone play area that should be popular with the kids.
We've got a slide zone, a swing zone, a rock climbing zone.
Central Park's footprint is more than 40 acres. Maple Grove officials believe it will be a fantastic addition to the city.
This will fill a gap, I think, that the public is interested in, and a lot of opportunity here.
In Maple Grove, I'm Eric Nelson, Channel 12 News.
The Central Park construction project started in May of 2014. The price tag for the first phase of the project is between $14 and $15 million.
A movement to save the 1950s-era Terrace Theater in Robbinsdale is picking up some steam with several new efforts. There's an online petition being circulated by the group Save the Historic Terrace Theater. And Saturday, the citizen-based group is holding a cleanup around the Terrace Theater at 1:30 in the afternoon. The public is invited to help in the effort. And the group is also preparing to join the League of Historic Theaters, a coalition of theaters nationwide dedicated to preserving historic theaters.
Two rival softball teams are coming together for a good cause. Osseo and Maple Grove will go head-to-head today to raise money for a breast cancer charity. This is the 10th year for the Osseo Maple Grove extravaganza. The teams are joining forces to raise funds for a charity called Pay It Forward. The fundraiser is personal for Maple Grove. The team's assistant varsity coach was diagnosed in 2013 with breast cancer.
We all support her all the time, so it's nice to take a whole day and support those people who are like fighting against breast cancer.
It's a really good way to spread awareness for breast cancer. I mean, last year we raised $1,000, and it's a really good way to get everybody to come together, you know, just to support our teams out there and to raise money for a really good cause.
This year, the teams are trying to raise $1,600, and the games start tonight. That's Friday evening at 5 o'clock. Coming up, one way to make mom happy.
Ideas to spruce up the garden and get those flowers planted coming up next. Then later in sports, heavy rain doesn't stop Wayzata and Edina from playing a thriller in girls lacrosse.
But first, the best day for outdoor chores is Saturday. For Mother's Day on Sunday, the winds pick up and the rain moves in.
Students from two local elementary schools will go home this weekend with bags that ensure they don't go hungry.
Anybody can participate and help out. And it's a way of connecting the different churches to the local schools.
A group of volunteers gathered at St. Joseph Church in New Hope Thursday afternoon to pack more than 300 bagged meals for students in the Robbinsdale School District. It is part of the KidPack program. St. Joseph Church has partnered with New Hope's Sonneson Elementary and Golden Valley's School of Engineering and Arts to provide the bagged meals for 150 children.
So it really helps those families who over the weekend that may not have the access to breakfast or lunch that's given at school, and it gives them some just extra nourishment that's over the weekend and let them know that they're important.
The church buys the food from the donations of parishioners. Over the past 4 years, St. Joseph volunteers have delivered more than 15,000 brown bags to children at the two schools. This weekend is the unofficial start to the gardening season.
It's Mother's Day weekend after all. Reporter Sonia Goins talked with a lot of folks who say they can't wait now to get in the garden.
We've already been out there for a good week.
Dundee Nursery was packed full of people who were looking for plants and flowers.
Yeah, we're going to put tomato plants and probably cucumbers for pickles.
Betty Nelson spent the day in search of more things to enhance her garden. She says she already has a few flowers blooming.
We have gladiolas. I really like those. Irises. Got the miniature irises. Those are adorable.
Some shoppers were looking for plants that are easy to take care of, like geraniums.
By August, things start to look a little haggard, so geraniums tolerate neglect, so I go with that.
Janice Marshall is making a miniature garden. She's using succulents.
And they take very little water, and they just stay kind of petite. And I have little hen and chicks that I put around them, and then you kind of sprinkle gravel around them.
Many customers were filling their baskets with plants for the patio or deck.
Mandevilla is a beautiful blooming plant that goes well on your patio. It's, again, a tropical plant, so it's only meant to last one season.
While it might feel chilly, this weekend should be good for planting and putting flowers out on the deck.
I'm ready. I'm ready. And by August, I will be really ready not to be in the garden, too.
For In the Garden, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
They tell us the top sellers right now, pansies and violas, and folks are also stocking up on grass seed, which is something my yard needs.
There you go.
Well, coming up, enjoying life on the farm with delicious treats and a cow that needs a new name.
But first in sports, there is plenty of offense as West Lutheran takes on St. Agnes in prep softball. John Jacobson has the highlights up next.
Well, not easy to get a lot of these games in with the weather that we had Thursday night, but did get a softball game in.
It was bad Thursday.
Yeah, it really came down.
Kind of hit and miss, but yeah, they were able to get this one in, which was good. It's been a great season for the West Lutheran softball team. The Warriors have cracked the top 10 in the Class A rankings for the first time ever and are closing strong in the regular season. West Lutheran at home Thursday to face St. Agnes. Bottom of the first, Haley Volbrick's fly ball gets down and it scores Laura Studansky for a 2-0 Warriors lead. Same inning, Sienna Bjorland's fly ball drops in front of the outfielder to score Miranda Wahlberg, and the Warriors keep hitting in the first. Maria Tripp slices a hit into the shallow outfield to bring home Carrie Price. West Lutheran goes on to win a rain-shortened game over St. Agnes 9-6. The Brooklyn Center baseball team was looking for its first win of May as the Centaurs hosted the West Lutheran baseball team, which was after its third win in 4 games. Top half of the first inning, and the Warriors' James Ripley lifts a fly ball to center field. Ball carries over the head of Micah Ellers and drops in for a double. Mitchell Anderson comes in with the game's first run to give West Lutheran the early lead. Later in the inning, Garrett Anderson, it's a sharp ground ball to short. Centaurs get the out at first base, but Isaac Grooms comes in to score on the play, and it's 2-0. The Warriors add another run to lead 3-0 after half an inning. Top of the second, Grooms lifts a fly ball to right center field, deep enough to bring in Mason Halata from third. Was West Lutheran's 4th run of the game. Warriors starting pitcher Jonah Kuski retires the first 4 batters he faces, 2 of them on strikes. But then thunder and lightning move into the area, and eventually heavy rain forcing suspension of the game. West Lutheran leads Brooklyn Center 4-0 in the second as the teams look for a date to resume and finish play. The show must go on. That's usually the motto for the sport of lacrosse unless lightning is involved. The Wayzata girls battled rival Edina in a great game with some interesting conditions in the first half. Still nice and late afternoon at pregame, but check out the downpour this team's play in. From the free positions, Haley Schmidt scoring for Wayzata to tie at 1-1. Edina's Emily Reinke dodges and goes to the net and scores. The hard rain continues to fall at Wayzata. The Hornets will take off. Catherine McLennan comes out front, flips a pass to Anna Marshall for the goal, and the Hornets lead 9-4 at the half. But Wayzata comes back. Izzy Shannon to Caitlin Riley to Schmidt and close for the goal, and it's 11-6. Meg Ransom from behind the net spins free alongside the goal to score, and the Trojans are within 11-9. Shannon showing some good speed up the middle. Past the defender, she'll bounce the shot in as Wayzata battles back and ties it up at 12. The goals keep coming in this one. Late in the game, Wayzata fights back. Tyra Swanson scoring to tie it at 15-all. 2 seconds left. Ransom has a chance to win it, but goalie Tara Basting makes the save for Edina, and it's headed to overtime. And it's tied at 18 after 2 overtimes. We go to sudden death. McLennan fires the shot home for the game winner. And the Hornets take a wild one over Wayzata 19-18. The boys' game is also a thriller. Wayzata wins at 7-6 in overtime. Adam Grooms had 3 goals for the Trojans, with Grant Long adding 2 assists. And Amar Bantra had 3 assists. The second-ranked Trojans improved to 8-0 on the season, 5-0 in late conference play. While many know this as Mother's Day weekend or maybe fishing opener weekend, it's also a big couple of days for weekend hockey players. The 11th annual Walleye Chop Adult Hockey Tournament gets underway tonight, Friday, with games running all weekend on the multiple sheets of ice at the Schwann Super Rink in Blaine. A record 128 men's and women's teams compete in 11 divisions. They registered for this year's Chop. It's a record number of teams. There's also a fish fry Saturday afternoon and a live band playing Saturday night. Championship games in the tournament start Sunday at noon. A little interesting history. They found that this weekend was hard to book ice, and so they came up with this idea for the tournament, and now it's very popular. I got a lot of people coming in to play hockey.
All right, who knew?
Yeah, that's right.
You did.
Exactly.
Got a great name. Love
Thanks,
it.
The
John.
Walleye Chop. Yep.
The weekend is almost here, and you might want to escape the city.
See how you can take the family to enjoy life on the farm. We'll be right back. The grass is green, the trees are leafing out, and new little noises are being heard at the homestead.
That can mean only one thing: spring has come to the farm. In our weekend showcase, Neil Persley takes a look at how you can become part of it.
Springtime is in the air and turns a young man's fancy to hot chicks on the farm. No, not those, these, at Item Homestead. These little guys are snug in their crates, under their lamps, keeping toasty warm and growing by the day. They're just a few of the animals you'll see if you come out to Spring on the Farm this Saturday at Item Homestead.
We have a lot of fun activities. We'll be planting in the garden with Farmer Item.
Farmer Item is a cool dude, but what about the animals?
We've got free pancakes in admissions here, and when they're gone, they're gone.
Pancakes are always good, but what about the,
baby animals will be here.
Finally, my favorite part.
We also have sheep, and we'll have some goats, some baby chickens.
I love the animals. Of course, my favorite is Mr. Cow.
We have our annual Name the Cow contest.
Tell me about that.
Kids of any age can submit a name that they want or they think would be a good name for our cow.
I'm going with Brisket.
And there's the coloring sheet so they can color it.
How do you pick the winner?
Noon or 12:30. All the submissions are going to be in, and then we have a vote on, all the staff and volunteers get to vote on what name they think is best, and then we announce the winner, and they get a ribbon and a certificate and a prize as well.
I'm in. Spring on the Farm is unofficially the official opener of the homestead for the summer. It's from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. this Saturday, so come on out and spend a relaxing few hours on the farm. And don't forget to say hello to my little friend, Mr. Cow. For Weekend Showcase, I'm Neil Persley.
Spring on the Farm is happening rain or shine Saturday. The cost is $6 for adults, $4 for children under 12. Kids 3 and under are free. And for more information, you can go to the City of Brooklyn Park's website. We'll also have a link on our website. That does it for us. Thanks so much for joining us.
Have a great weekend, everyone.